Hello, I'm Craig Richwater, Managing Director here at KPMG in Bermuda, and also Head of our Investments and Banking Practice. Today I'm joined by Helene Riekdijk, our Global Head of the AIFMD program, and also Ewan McGill, an Audit Director here at KPMG in Bermuda, to discuss some frequently asked questions around the AIFMD.
The AIFMD stands for the Alternative Investment Fund Managers Directive and is aimed at EU-based managers who want to manage funds within the EU or outside the EU. It also has an impact on non-EU managers who manage either EU funds or non-EU funds that are marketed towards EU citizens. So therefore this whole directive is aimed at fund managers that are marketing or managing funds inside the EU. So we all know that the EU managers are going to be necessary to have a compliance and to be authorized by the 22nd of July 2013. But what does it mean for non-EU managers? Well, non-EU managers are impacted because if they want to market into the EU as of the 22nd of July this year, that means that there are some reporting requirements for them. That's primarily the first impact that they will feel. The second thing is that because they are non-EU managers and outside the EU, they won't have the EU passport. There will be a non-EU passport available as of 2015. Until that time, they have to rely on private placement, and the private placement regime will be reviewed by 2015 and probably will be abolished by 2018. So therefore, non-EU managers really have to investigate where are they marketing, to which countries are they marketing, and also what are those countries within the EU currently doing with their private placement regime, because they might have changes to the private placement regime as of July this year.
So many funds have a corporate manager who delegates a number of activities to an investment advisor. In that situation, things that an investment advisor should be thinking about are the extent to which they delegate activities, principally risk management and portfolio management. It's key under the directive that the AIFM is correctly identified. Structures that will have worked in the past for tax purposes won't necessarily work now for the purpose of the directive, and it's imperative now that managers correctly identify who the AIFM is to avoid any subsequent unintended consequences.
Private placement was discussed when the directive came into force in 2011. Private placement was decided upon that there should be a review in 2015 by the European Commission and all the European member states, and then subsequently by 2018 there should be an abolishment of private placement. What happened in the meantime, because the directive has to be transposed into local law, is that a number of member states took another picture and said, hang on, we already have legislation in place now for retail investors, we've got it for discretionary portfolio management, and we've got professional investors, all of them now authorized and regulated, therefore do we really need private placement? So some member states, and Germany is a prime example of that, said that we don't need private placement anymore. So by July 2013, private placement in Germany is closed. You have to be compliant, and otherwise you can't do business. Other member states are also looking into this. Some member states, such as the France and Italy and Spain member states, they already have a very restricted private placement. Therefore, just solely relying on private placement is not a very good strategy currently, because you really have to go back to where are you marketing to, what are those member states doing, and therefore what will be your marketing opportunity going forward after July this year.
So reverse solicitation or passive marketing is still acceptable under the directive, but what ESMA have said is that they're setting a very high bar for what will qualify as reverse solicitation. Some member states going so far as that they don't expect to see any instances of reverse solicitation being demonstrable. So the message from ESMA is clearly that they expect almost a watertight documentation that reverse solicitation has been genuine, but the test will really be when something goes wrong, regulators get involved, and the burden of proof will absolutely be on managers to demonstrate beyond doubt that the investment activity was at the investor's initiative. So as a short-term mechanism, reverse solicitation we feel certainly has its places, But as a longer term strategy, it clearly comes with its own set of risks.
So in summary, what managers should be doing anywhere in the world basically is to have a look at where am I based, where are my investors based, where are my funds based, and what's my marketing strategy going forward. And if in any of those answers the EU is mentioned, or any of the member states are mentioned, or an EU investor is mentioned, you have to do something. Doing nothing is not an option in this situation anymore, because you could be banned from doing business inside the EU. Therefore, have that really good overview of saying, what is my strategy? Where do I want to be in 2-3 years down the road? Are there any other countries that I would like to do some marketing activities in? Have that overview, identify the countries, identify what those member states are doing with the directive, because there are differences in how they treat private placement, how they treat marketing, how they treat the directive in their local law. Make sure you've got that overview and take it from there. Then go for the impact assessment, see what you want to do and what kind of strategy you need, what kind of authorization you need, and specifically what your timeline then will be on this directive and the impact on your organization.
I hope you've enjoyed this brief insight into the AIFMD. KPMG are here and willing to help in regards to your understanding and even your progress in regards to adopting or considering how AIFMD can affect you. If you need more information, visit us at www.kpmg.bm.